Oh, friends. I can't believe I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here. A month or two ago, I never imagined I'd be sitting here telling you this news today. But before we get started, it is another episode of Tama Tea Time. Cheers, friends. I have my tea, I have my microphone, and I'm ready to talk about the latest news. Tamagotchi Connection was re-released. I cannot. Did not see this. I saw it. I saw it coming, but 2 months ago, I did not. 2 months ago, I was like, there's no way we're not going to get a Tamagotchi Connection re-release. And it's official, friends. It's official. It's here. It's happening. And we need to talk about it. Okay, so let's start from the beginning, friends. The beginning. This year is 2024, and Tamagotchi Connection came out originally in 2004. So what is Tamagotchi Connection? In case you have not been around or you have no idea what I'm talking about, Tamagotchi Connection is the Tamagotchi device that came out a couple of years after the original Tamagotchi, the very first Tamagotchi. This was called Tamagotchi Connection because it used infrared technology to be able to connect with other Tamagotchi devices so they could play together. Very big technology back in the early 2000s. And this year is the 20th anniversary of the Tamagotchi Connection. Now, why this is important is that a lot of you within this awesome Tamagotchi community, you grew up with Tamagotchi Connection. I did not. I was in college, but this was your very first Tamagotchi. And so Tamagotchi Connection is very, very nostalgic. As many years as I've been collecting Tamagotchi, whenever a new announcement comes on social media, every comment, I swear every comment is people asking and begging for Tamagotchi Connection re-release. Every time there's a new Gen 1 or Gen 2 shell announced, there is a ton of posts, a ton of comments about asking, begging, pleading for a Tamagotchi Connection re-release. And it's finally here. Okay. 2024, the 20th anniversary. The original Tamagotchi was remade, re-released around the 20th anniversary. And so we thought and we hoped that Tamagotchi Connection would also get a re-release. The original date of Tamagotchi Connection, or the Japanese version, released in March of 2004. So many people were expecting some sort of announcement in March of 2024, but March came and March went and we never got any such announcement. People were pretty bummed. I personally was like, I don't know if we're gonna ever see this. There's a big movement to push towards new devices and getting a new market and engaging new fans of the series. So I don't know that they're ever gonna remake a Connection. That was my thoughts. February, March, April 1st came around. All right, friends. April 1st was where things started to turn around for us in the community. A lot of us changed our minds about whether a Tamagotchi Connection re-release was coming. April came, we got that April Fool's joke and then a couple hints on the Tamagotchi Japan page. I talk about all of that in previous versions of this Tama Tea Time series. If you want to see more information or see the actual videos and posts, I'll link the old episodes for you. But later in April, the Tamagotchi Uni Sanrio was announced. And it was around this time that for me, it really solidified that we were getting something more exciting than a new version of the Uni. Did talk about this on the very last episode of the Tama Tea Time series. And some of you are so funny because you wrote to me and you said, are you psychic? Do you know Bandai? Are you working with them? By the way, I'm not. But I had no idea what day they would announce that they were making an announcement. And I happened to post my video on the same day they announced that they were going to make an announcement on the 13th of May. So the 13th of May was actually yesterday. explanation, a little explanation why I was a day late. I wanted to, because I've already talked about Tamagotchi Connection re-release. I talked about the Sanrio Uni and how I thought there was a bigger announcement coming. I've talked about all of that before, so I wanted to wait for the official announcement so we can talk about exactly what we're getting in this video. I waited till today. Today is the 14th of May. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I hope you've enjoyed other people's videos. Panda Bunny did a great video talking about this re-release, so I hope that you guys are just as excited as I am, because Tamagotchi Connection re-release is official. It's happening. The big announcement came out all over the world. Think US and Japan were first, but I saw UK and Australia, and I'm sure there's other areas that finally made their big announcement. So we are getting Tamagotchi Connection re-release. This Tamagotchi Connection is kind of a combination of what people are thinking is a version 3 from the original Tamagotchi Connections back in the day, and the Japanese versions kind of all wrapped into one. So it is a re-release, a remake. It is not an exact replica or reproduction of anything that we've seen in the past. I know people wanted to see exact replicas, exact programming re-released, but I think we'll see very similar programming. I'm excited to dive in and take a look at everything we're going to get. So we're going to do that now, okay? I know you've seen the posts and the website, but I'm going to pull up the website here. I'll show you some of the things that I found on it, some of the things that I'm super excited about, and exactly what we are getting. So for those of you in the US or who pre-order from the US, there are 6 different shells that were announced. It looks like some of these are shell styles from previous Tamagotchi Connection, so that is super exciting. There are 6 in total. One is a 2-pack where you get 2 Tamagotchis for about double the price. And the others are just single Tamagotchis. I will be honest, I've already pre-ordered this retro clear one because I just love anything with a clear plastic shell. But we're also getting blue graffiti and pink graffiti. This is going to be a 2-pack, so if you want 2 Tamagotchi Connections to connect together, this is the one for you. Get this one. I think it looks like you save maybe like $2 by getting it in a pack. There's the retro clear, which I am completely obsessed with, and the rainbow sky. This ice cream one, I feel like I've seen this before. It's very cute. And then the bubbles in the blue. I can't say anything bad about any of these shells. They are ridiculously cute. I can say though that there are different shells depending on what area of the world you live in. The Tamagotchi Japan announcement had different shells. So these Japanese versions, there's a couple of different shells. There's a couple of clear plastic shells with sparkles, and I don't know. I cannot pull it up here. I'm gonna put a picture up here of like what's gonna be offered in Japan. I don't know if they're up for pre-order. So it looks like depending on where you are in the world, the shell options will be different. Though if you don't mind paying the import fees, you can purchase them from wherever. So I'm probably going to be making a couple purchases around the world because these shells are awesome and I kind of want to collect them all. I only pre-ordered one to try to just get one, see how it is, but I'm sure I will be ordering more in the future. Okay, so what else are we getting with this Tamagotchi Connection? The website talks about revamped programming. That's what I was rambling about before. It is similar programming to the Tamagotchis of the early 2000s, but they've revamped it a bit. It looks like there are more characters to get and more items. And so let's get into that a little bit more here. Just like any other Tamagotchi, you are going to take care of it. You feed it, you play with it, you clean up after it, you discipline it. Very basic Tamagotchi gameplay. But since this is the Tamagotchi version that came out after the originals, the gameplay has expanded significantly. The website boasts more than 50 characters. I'm curious if there's going to be any secret characters. That's like one of my favorite things about the Tamagotchi brand and Tamagotchis in general, is that you can raise them, and at some point there are secret characters, like characters that are harder to get or that require special care to get. And I don't know, I love a good challenge, so I'm always up for that. And this is boasting a whopping 50 characters. So we're getting it's so many more characters, which means a lot more reasons to keep playing if you like to collect all the characters and see what they're all like. I just love this. I'm so excited for it. And let's see, there are a variety of games. So in the very original Tamagotchi, there was one game. So this is way more expanded than the original Tamagotchi, and we are looking at 7 different games. I'll show you here. They look fun. Hopefully they're easy. And then after the games, there are 150 items to collect. So Tamagotchi Connection uses something that's very similar to the Uni. If you have a Uni or have any experience with one, you can get additional items in your Uni by putting in these different codes. And that came from Tamagotchi Connection way back in the early 2000s. That was the easiest way to get you items and anything new into your Tamagotchi, was by putting in these different codes. And so that was brought back here with this revamped Tamagotchi Connection. And then lastly, the biggest thing that made this incredibly amazing and memorable for a lot of us in the community is the ability to connect with your friends. So when this came out, this was like a revolutionary technology. This was huge. Nowadays, I mean, we've used everything from QR codes to Bluetooth to Wi-Fi to an app to be able to connect our Tamagotchis with other people's. But this was the start of all of that. This infrared technology, this was the very beginning. And they're bringing this back for the nostalgia factor so that you can connect your Tamagotchi connection to your friends or to a second Tamagotchi that you might have. And this is one way to add additional gameplay because you're able to play different games with your friends. It looks amazing and like a ton of fun. Okay, now that we've talked about what's in our re-release or revamped Tamagotchi Connection, I can tell you that the release date in the United States is around July 10th. That's when the pre-orders are scheduled to deliver. We'll see if that actually happens. I don't know, Bandai might have announced that the official date was the 9th. Yeah, the official website says July 9th is the release date, but I don't think there's anywhere you can get these in the stores, at least not anywhere that I am seeing right now. So your orders will ship out on the 9th to be delivered whenever they get to you, probably the 10th or later. Japan is getting the connections a couple weeks later. It looks like their release date is in early August. So if you are in Japan or a country near Japan where you would order from them, you will be seeing the Tamagotchi Connection a little bit later. And in the UK, I don't see any date announced, but it looks like these are all coming out in the summertime. So within a few weeks, hopefully few months, we should all have access to the new Tamagotchi Connection re-release. Okay, so this next part, I want to talk a little bit about companies like Bandai taking feedback from its customers and actually making something happen like this. Now, Tamagotchi is a brand that is definitely marketed towards children, looking for like your first pet, your first virtual pet. Here's how you get used to taking care of something other than yourself. But there is a growing community of Tamagotchi collectors that are adults, young adults and older adults. And this really feels like it is marketed towards us. And this was for us. Bandai made sure we knew that they did this for us by posting this amazing story or reel or whatever on Instagram that shows all the comments they kept getting about Tamagotchi Connection and really reminding us that this is for us. I love it. I love when companies take feedback from their customers and make things happen. But I think with this last Tamagotchi Connection announcement, we have a little bit before we'll see another big thing happening within our community. And that's not so bad because we have a ton of things to look forward to. We have a ton of things to do now. I mean, if you are somebody in the community who's been collecting, you started up your Tamagotchi Connection as soon as that announcement was made. So I am currently running my V4 Tamagotchi. I will be vlogging and sharing my experience with all of you, just in case you don't know what it's like to have a Tamagotchi Connection and want to see one before you put in a pre-order or commit to purchasing a $30 Tamagotchi. If you want to see more about a Tamagotchi Connection, I'm going to be sharing my experience with you probably over the next couple of weeks. So if you are not subscribed, I encourage you to join our amazing community and have a ton of fun with us this summer because there's so many new things coming. Okay, friends, I've rambled long enough. My memory card actually ran out of space, so I am going to wrap it up here. I hope you are as excited as I am for the Tamagotchi Connection re-release. I cannot wait to chat with you about it in the comments below. Subscribe if you like all of this. I will be doing more podcast style videos once I come up with some more topics. And if you have anything you want me to talk about in a sit down style video like this, let me know. I will be vlogging with my connection for the next couple of weeks. So look forward to that. And I will see you again soon. Bye.